Mm-hmm.
Is an agricultural cooperative an exception to that?
So agricultural cooperatives are an entity in and of themselves, and there are different laws that govern folks who are in a cooperative than who are in an LLC or a general partnership or those sorts of things. So cooperatives have an exception to many things, and they have different taxation rules that apply to them. So yes, there's often exceptions for that. Okay, worker share and intern programs. Now, these are really common in the CSA community, and it's really easy to understand why. This is a really affordable way to get work done, and perhaps more importantly, these programs involve the community in food production. And it's called community-supported agriculture because we want to involve the community. I think these positions are really important, and I've done this work myself, and it's really what I love about CSA is this chance to really get involved with farming and see how things go, meet neighbors, meet friends. And it's great marketing from the farmer's perspective. You get that satisfaction of knowing who's buying your product. You get the satisfaction of sharing with other people why and how you farm. So it's really great. And that's actually a picture of myself. I don't do a video feed for you all because I don't want to kill your internet if you have slow speed in rural areas. But that's me picking weeds that have been already run over. So my job is to, again, tell you about the risks that are involved, and it's your job to assess your own tolerance for risk exposure and how you might want to deal with these issues. But who am I talking about? When I say worker share, I'm talking about an individual who works in exchange for a CSA share, generally on a regular schedule, like 4 hours a week every Tuesday morning, something like that, and for an established return, like it is a CSA share, not necessarily, whatever vegetables you want. But so it's a concrete defined work commitment and a concrete defined remuneration for that commitment. When I'm talking about interns, I mean folks who are working for less than the minimum wage because it's an educational experience. And I'm not necessarily discussing interns who receive school credit or those who work at nonprofit farms. I know that there are some of those folks out there, but I'm speaking of your more classic intern who works for the summer, doesn't get school credit, and works in exchange for free veggies and space out back. Okay, so what's the legal situation on this? Because there's always a legal situation if you haven't noticed. So if minimum wage and workers' compensation is required in your state for regular employees, that may be required for worker shares and interns too. Now why? Well, that's because worker shares and interns probably are employees. So under the law, you can't contract about something. I was hinting at this before. You can't necessarily contract away some of your obligations to some of your liability for other people's injuries, and you can't contract away whether or not you have employed somebody. The law likes to look at the reality.